In Watch Dogs Legion, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to build a resistance and fight back against the emergence of authoritarian regime in near future London. And in this video, DAGERSystem help you build a resistance by showing you the accessibility in Watch Dogs Legion. I'm Kyle, One Hand Mostly Abbate, and first I'll be giving you a walk through all the settings and options. That way you know what to expect when you first boot up the game. Then I'll be revealing DAGERSystem's signature review score for Watch Dogs Legion, based on fine motor, auditory, and visual scores. And we're starting right after I try not to hit the sky with my car. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date on all the accessibility news and the latest games. And if you're looking for more accessibility reviews, make sure to visit www.dagersystem.com. First, I want to give you a rundown of all the settings and options within Watch Dogs Legion. That way you kind of know where everything is when you first boot up the game. So under gameplay, you have single player difficulty, which you make easy, normal, or hard. Also have permadeath for all your operatives, as well as a camera setting. You have it always. It'll just keep the camera behind you, and whenever you hit the arrow key left or right or D and A, it'll just keep staying behind you and looking forward. You can do it when only sprinting, or you have it off. I have it on always. Then there's either press and hold for melee mode, climbing, and hacking. Hacking, sprinting, walking, and aiming can all be toggles or holds. I have them all on toggles. Under mouse and keyboard, you also have different sensitivity and acceleration and axis settings that can customize how you play with the mouse. And the same thing applies for when you're driving as well. A little different sensitivity and centering to make driving a little bit easier for you. So feel free to mess around with those. And then you can also customize the controls for various different actions that you're doing, whether you're on foot, driving, drone, turret, camera, crane, firebot, kick up, menu, and text chat. If you do have trouble hitting the escape key, you want to make sure you change it in all of these different menus. That way it can be easier for you to get in and out of camera or the turret or drones or different things like that. Next, we'll move to gamepad. Same different settings here for the sensitivity and axis, vibration. You can have aim, snapping, and different things like that. Same with the movement. And then within the control scheme, you can fully remount the controller. Under HUD, there are various settings that can customize the reticle and the hacking reticle. Then if you go to other elements of the HUD, you can customize, well, whether it be GPS, auto targeting line, hostile direction, the mini map. So feel free to mess around with these and get the settings you want to customize your HUD. Under audio and language, you can change the spoken and written language. Mess around with different volume sliders, whether it be master, music, or dialogue, or SFX, or chat sound. There are different subtitle modes, whether it be dialogue or full or off. Then the same thing you can do for gameplay events, closed captions, whether it be font size, width, color, the speaker, autoplay music in the car. For those who are streaming and aware of DMCA, make sure you turn these off. And then lastly, under accessibility, you'll find menu narration, color blindness, the three main color blinds. You can do aim lock on, simplified puzzles, which for me, I'm not a big puzzle guy, so I turn that on. Camera effects, text to speech, and speech to text, and you can customize those options as well. Now that I've shown you all the options and settings Watch Dogs Legion has to offer, let's put it all together and see how it performs when you actually play the game. And to start, let's begin with fine motor. As I showed you earlier, the game offers customizable controls for both PC and controller. In addition, Watch Dogs Legion allows the player to customize different ways to aim, whether it be aim assist, aim magnetism, or aim lock on. One of the really cool features I like is the auto drive feature, which follows the GPS marker to active missions. It's a feature I love to see in future open world games. Though I do think Watch Dogs Legion is missing an auto run input for when you're on foot. With all the customizable options in Watch Dogs Legion, I give my fine motor score barrier free, or 4 stars. Watch Dogs Legion does offer subtitles to display the speaker name, while also being able to resizable with optional colors and background. There will also be closed caption for world events and NPCs, AI characters scattered throughout London. And even more audio captions for important gameplay information such as explosions, sirens, or shootings. These can be customized to display up to 2 or 4 events at the same time. These audio captions do show directional arrows to show where something is happening within the radius of the player. With the ability to customize subtitles and display closed captions and audio captions, I give my audio score 4 stars, or barrier free. Now lastly, with vision, players can customize the HUD and the UI, which allows players to toggle which elements are visible, either to reduce on-screen information or to provide depending upon preference and need. There are also 3 colorblind options that we showed in the walkthrough. Players can also mess around with the contrast options for the overall colors of the HUD. Watch Dogs Legion was designed by default to have high contrast between text and UI elements and their backgrounds. There is also visual assistance for things such as GPS path, waypoint/interaction, markers, and hints. The reticle, when aiming or moving around, is fully customizable for color, style, and size, and the reticle is allowed to be persistent at all times. Lastly, menu narration can be customized and is there to guide the player through in-game menus. With all those options bundled together, I give my vision score for Watch Dogs Legion 4 stars, or barrier free. Thanks for tuning in for DAGERSystem's disability review of Watch Dogs Legion. If there's anything I might have missed, or if you have any comments or questions regarding accessibility in Watch Dogs Legion, make sure to leave a comment below. And if you're looking for even more accessibility reviews on any other games, make sure to visit www.dagersystems.com. That way we can continue to make gaming enabled.